Let's see if we are live. Let's see if we are working. We're just checking to see if this is working and if we're live and if you can see us. Hello, hello.
We're making ice cream cone cupcakes. And cupcakes.
Yes. There I see us. There's your panda bear. Yay. Okay, we'll look back over here.
Lily's panda bear.
Look at, there's some people on with us. Yay.
And that's Lily's
See if I
crown.
can click. Go back over to the camera. I'm just going to try to click into here so I can see if people are commenting. Here we go. Oh, it's Aunt Mona. Hi, Aunt Mona. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for popping on, everybody, and wishing our Millie a happy 6th birthday. Can we look ahead? Look straight ahead of the camera. I know you're so interested in what's going on over here. Millie's wearing her birthday crown. We have a sign I made her. I drew her a panda bear because she loves pandas. We have some balloons. Grandma's on. Lily and Kaylee say happy birthday. Hi from Marcel in California. All the way from California, you're getting a happy birthday message. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday. Thanks, Jackie. Michaela says happy birthday. We're going to wait a few minutes to see how many more people come on, and then we'll get started, and we're going to make ice cream cone cupcakes.
I want to eat one.
I know. Oh, Grandma says happy birthday, Millie.
That's why I keep thinking about cupcakes.
He is singing about cupcakes a lot today. He's super into it. We love you, Mom. We love you, Grandma.
Cupcakes.
So, I remember when I was little, in Illinois here, we're not allowed to bring like home-baked foods to school parties. I know some states you can still do that, but when I was little, it was like a really big deal when people would bring in cupcakes or cake or something in for their birthdays, and I always wanted my mom to make ice cream cone cupcakes, so she always made those for my birthday. So it's just like a throwback to my childhood. I remember making these and I thought they were the coolest thing ever, so I want to make them with my kids.
They're delicious.
Millie says they're delicious.
Cupcakes. And I want to eat one.
I know. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get started, and we're just using a box cake mix. So really, what you're gonna want to do is just follow the directions on your box cake mix. I don't use a ton of box mixes, so I don't really have a favorite brand. I just got whatever was available at my Walmart pickup order. So this was a Betty Crocker Super Moist Triple Fudge Cake Mix. So really, you're gonna follow the directions on the back of the box with your measurements. There is a few things you can change here. Instead of water, you could add milk. It adds a little bit more flavor and a little higher level of fat, which will just increase the moisture in your cake.
It'll taste the same.
It'll pretty much taste the same. So you don't really want to monkey around with it too much. They take these measurements in the eggs and the oil and the water for good reason. So we are going to start by practicing cracking our eggs. And we're gonna, as I always say, we're gonna crack it into a separate container, okay? Nope, Millie's gonna go first. You wanna crack your eggs into a separate bowl.
Is this good?
Yeah, remember we bang, bang, thumbs in the hole, and pull apart. Pull apart. Very good. Okay, you wanna do one more? It's okay if it's a little messy. We'll wash our hands afterwards. We always do our eggs in a separate bowl so that we don't get any shell into our larger mixing bowl. If there's already other ingredients in there, this way we can control the shells. Okay, pull apart. Very good. Now I'm gonna let Teddy do one, or do you want her to do all three?
I want to do one.
Okay. All right, and the technique we use is we bang on the side of the counter 2 times, and then they're gonna stick their thumbs. That's perfect, that's good, that's plenty. Stick your thumbs in the hole and then pull apart. Oh, it's a triple yolker. Baby, you're gonna go over to the sink and wash your hands whenever we're dealing with raw eggs. We always make sure that we keep our hands very clean. Okay, so you can add that into our big mixing bowl. Yeah, you can do it, that's fine. So it says 3 eggs and then 1 1/4 cups of water.
And then time to stir.
Yeah, we're gonna do it in a minute. I want to talk a little bit about measurement with your kids. I use whatever containers I have on hand to put the actual like water and oil in so that they can feel confident in pouring into the measuring cup. When you have like a big container of oil, sometimes it's going to be really overwhelming for your child to pick that up. So this is actually for my French press coffee. So this has water in it, and Millie's going to measure it all the way up to the number 1, okay? It just makes it, oops, that's too much, okay? That's okay.
Can we put it back
No,
in?
then we'll just put it right back in here. You know, see, that's why we have this little line. It tells us where to stop. Okay, does it look like it's at the 1? I think it does.
One of the yolks is melting.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So pour that in.
No, the yolks.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so 1 and then 1/4 cup. I have these other little tiny measuring cup right here. I'm gonna do the 1/4 cup. That's gonna be all the way up to the top line where it says 4 there.
Baby.
I'll link. Well, hi, Aunt Debbie. She says happy birthday. See where it says the 4? Did you go too high or is it just
Nope.
right?
There's a couple drops left in there.
Okay, perfect. I didn't even measure it. I just happened to guess. Okay, so pour that into the bowl too.
No,
Okay, I'll link to these measuring cups. These are my favorite measuring cups, especially for kids, because there's the measure lines inside as well as on the side. So when they're like pouring from the top, you can look down and see where you're measuring. So it's really helpful for children. These are my favorite. Yeah, that's the little tiny one. So I will link to that in just a few minutes. The baby one. So it was 1 1/4 cups of water and a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Okay, so the 1/2 cup measure is the one where it says the 1/2. Okay, so I'm gonna give Millie the oil. Again, I just put some oil into a little pitcher so that she can practice pouring. Okay, so we're gonna go right to that line. So don't pour all of it. Pour it till it gets to that point. Okay. It's a really good skill for your children to practice measuring. You could do this even when you're not cooking, just practicing it. You could give your child water or some other form of liquid. That's perfect. You put it in and just give them different amounts and say measure 1/4 cup, measure 1/2 cup, measure 1 1/2 cup. It's just a good skill for them to be able to have. Okay, you guys did great with measuring.
And I want to do the stirring.
Yeah, well, you're going to use the mixer, okay?
I'm going to do stirring too.
You'll get to too, honey. All right, I'm going to move this
One
out
of
of
the
the way.
yolks is broken.
That's okay. All the yolks are going to be broken because we're making a cake.
Oh,
So you're just going to make your, open up your cake mix and you can dump it all in.
dump.
Okay, get all of it in the bowl. So on a lot of the cake mixes, you're going to say to heat on medium speed for 2 minutes. You can do it by hand too. If you're going to be doing it by hand, you're probably going to need some adult help. There you go. That's perfect.
Smells like Ovaltine.
This smells like Ovaltine. We love Ovaltine in our family. The reason you're beating it for 2 minutes is you're trying to incorporate air into that dough. You want your batter to become light and fluffy. That's where you're going to get a good sponge or like the little holes that are inside of your cake. That's why you need to beat it for 2 minutes, okay? So we have my very favorite green hand mixer. I'm going to let Millie put it in and keep the beaters down in the bottom. Okay, and she's gonna slowly move it around. I'm gonna move it a little closer to you. Nice job. We're gonna get all that really well incorporated.
It's getting chocolatey.
It is getting chocolatey. You could also use a stand mixer. I have a KitchenAid stand mixer. You could do it in there. You can do it by hand. In fact, I have one other tool I'm gonna bring out. I don't have them up here, but I do have, they're downstairs with some of my other equipment, a hand beater. It's like an old-fashioned tool. You hold it and then you have like a crank, and that's kind of fun to do too. Probably not a lot of people have those. I happen to have 2. Happy birthday from Ella and Samantha. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. All right, let's give Teddy a chance. Grab it, Teddy. I'm going to hit the speed up just a tiny bit.
It kind of like that the fondue.
It does look a little bit like the fondue. You're right. It's nice and glassy and shiny in color. You love the green mixer. Thank you. I have a lot of green appliances. We'll see. Green gadgets. You're doing great. I'm going to move some stuff out of the way while we're continuing to mix. Mix, mix, mix. worry about it.
And for my birthday, we're gonna watch a movie.
Oh, Millie wants everyone to know for her birthday, we're gonna watch a movie tonight. We're going to rent the new Trolls movie. That's what she picked.
We get to taste it.
No, we're not gonna taste the cake mix.
She loves
And
tasting.
can we guess, why don't we taste raw dough? Why?
Because there's raw eggs.
Because there's raw eggs in it. I know a lot of people do, but I'm not gonna condone it. My kids always want to, or like when I'm making cookie dough, if I'm gonna let them taste it, I'll do it the first step when I'm just doing like the butter and sugar.
Before she adds the eggs.
Before I add the eggs, which I know isn't really cookie dough, but it's kind of like a treat.
And there's also vanilla in it. And there's
And there's
edible
vanilla,
cookie
yes.
dough. And it still tastes good.
Chef Samantha, you say happy birthday, thank you.
There's a
So we now have our cake batter mixed and ready to go.
really
So what we're
good.
gonna smells really good, looks really good, nice and
Wanna
chocolatey. You
taste
could do any kind of cake, vanilla, white, lemon, banana, funfetti, anything you want. Millie thinks
Sprinkles.
chocolate. Sprinkles is like the funfetti. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with the ice cream cones.
Ice cream cone cake.
No, Aunt Mona, we don't lick the batter. She just asked us if we could lick the batter. No, there's raw egg in there. They wish they could lick the batter though.
I want to.
So these are just cake ice cream cones. You need to make sure you get the cake kind of an ice cream cones because it has a flat bottom, okay? Oops, and I got the bottom right here. So I use a muffin tin to put them in, but I'm gonna teach you guys another trick. If you happen to not have a muffin tin, you can start stacking them in here, just very gently. If you don't have one, I'm just gonna come over here and show you this trick. You can take any sort of a vessel or container, like a Pyrex dish, a baking pan, and you can put a piece of tin foil over the top. Okay.
We don't have enough.
No, it's okay. We're not going to do the whole thing right now.
Oh yeah, we already have a bunch more
Yes.
over there.
And then what you're going to do, I hope you guys can see this on the tray here, is you're going to make an X in here with a knife. I don't like making an X. And then you can just stick these guys in there, and that will hold them up too. So it doesn't really even have to be an X. It can just be kind of like a little hole. And then this is another way that you can bake them and they can stay standing up. So if you don't have a muffin pan, this is another way that you can bake them in a standing up position, okay? So I just wanted to show you that trick. No, we're just gonna do ours in the muffin pan, but I wanted to show people that they could do that, okay? All right,
We need
so
this next. Yep.
we do need that next, and I want to talk a little bit. They're very excited to fill them, but let me just show you inside of the cupcake. Inside of the cone. You do not want your filling to go to the very top. If you do, your cupcake is gonna grow and it's gonna go kind of all over.
Maybe we should show them that one.
I know. One it did kind of a little bit. We have some of we already baked. This one just poured out a little bit, and that kind of looks like drippy ice cream. But if you do too much, it's gonna like get all over. So you really only want at the very bottom there to fill up a little bit of cake. It will grow, I promise.
And if you accidentally put too much in it and it overflows, then it will probably just get covered.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let Millie do a scoop. One scoop. If you don't have an ice cream scoop like this, that's fine. Rub on the edge, right? You're gonna take your excess off on the edge and then go straight in. You got
It
it.
doesn't look like a lot, but it'll grow, right?
That's good, yeah. That's a good amount. I know it doesn't look like very much. Should you do some? And moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, it might be a little bit messy. Your children are learning to cook. They're learning to bake. So there's going to be messes to be expected, okay? So you might have to clean the pan a little bit extra. That's just part of the learning process, okay? She's doing an excellent job here scooping and putting into the ice cream cone, okay?
Look, there's none on there.
Yeah, you did excellent. I'm just trying to rotate the tray to get the cones as close as possible to where she's scooping, okay? Where your child is scooping.
After this one, I think
Teddy can have some? Okay, that's great. If you have extra, so this will actually make more than 24 cupcakes because you just don't need that much cake batter. One more? Okay, that's fine. You can make extra cupcakes. You could take the extra batter and make an extra little cake.
Let's make a cake.
We have like the jumbo size muffin pans that we're probably going to bake some of those later. We're not going to do that all live right now because that could take some more time. But there's lots of different options. You can do lots of things with the extra batter.
We don't need a cake. We already have a cookie cake.
Yes,
over
I
there.
made a cookie cake. Millie asked for a panda cookie cake. Let me bring this over to your side. She wanted a panda cookie cake, and I made her a panda cookie cake. I put a picture of it on my Facebook page.
It has fake bamboo and it has little pandas.
How many pandas?
6.
6 because.
And I think there's 6 on the side.
Yeah, so we put 6 pandas on there. She loves chocolate chip cookies, and she wanted a cookie cake. And I wasn't just gonna make a regular cookie cake. I made a pretty epic one. It's 4 giant chocolate chip cookies, homemade buttercream frosting, and panda bears.
And I love frosting.
And she loves frosting. She's a frosting girl. Raise your hand. Are you a frosting lover or no? Like if you're gonna get a piece of cake, do you say save the corner piece for me, or no? I want an inside piece because I like frosting too. Yours kind of like in between, right?
Yeah. I don't like too much frosting.
Tell the camera.
I don't like too much frosting.
He doesn't like too much frosting. Millie loves frosting. She'd be happy with just frosting.
I'm full. I get full super fast if it's rich.
If it's rich,
Yeah.
it gets full super fast.
If it's like not very rich frosting, then I'll.
The camera.
If it's not very rich,
He loves to talk to me. I tell him, talk to the camera. People are watching. Okay, so the magic of not television, of Facebook Live, we baked these earlier. Actually, I baked these last night.
Yeah.
And this is what happens. You're going to bake them according to the directions. They're going to rise. That little bit of batter rises to the topping of these perfect little. Yeah, honey, we're still making them.
I have to put the frosting on.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what they're gonna look like, and we're just using jarred frosting. I did make homemade buttercream yesterday, and I have a little bit left that we can use. But just for simplicity purposes, we do have some jarred frosting. The whipped frosting is a lot easier to spread with. So if your child's going to be trying this out or like trying to do piping technique, the whipped frosting has a little bit more air incorporated into it, and it's a little bit easier to squeeze and spread. Okay, so she's like eyeing it. In a minute, yes. Just remember, we have to practice patience, okay? And you have to have a lot of patience with your kids in the kitchen too, because they just get very excited.
It has a little mountain on it.
It
I've been
does.
ready to eat since we started the video.
Yes, he's been wanting to eat one. So we're going to talk a little bit about piping. This is just a plain Ziploc bag. I always recommend if you're going to use a Ziploc bag for piping that you use a freezer one. The plastic is just a little bit sturdier, it's a little bit stronger. If you use just like a sandwich bag, when you go to squeeze it, it might bust or burst open. So that's just a little tip. And you're going to take a regular cup. This is a plastic cup. And you can just stick your bag in there and then put the seals off to the side. And this is just going to make loading or filling your bag a lot easier, okay?
You can stick your hand in there so it spreads out.
Yeah, as long as your hands are clean, and our hands are all clean. So then Millie has her little, this is actually a frozen spatula, and she's going to get some of the frosting. Frozen the movie, honey. And then put it in, and you can rub off to the edge, okay? See how it makes it really helpful? You have a base for you to scrape the edge to put your icing in on the side.
Why is it not going?
No, it's great. It's perfect. Don't worry about it. We'll squeeze it down. Keep going. You can get more.
Do the whole thing.
So we're going to show you a couple different ways that you can frost these. That sounds good. Sounds delicious. All right, this looks great. I'm gonna. All right. I'm just gonna finish it up here.
Yeah, because he's gonna chase it and run
All right,
away with
so-
it and go somewhere where it's not gonna land.
All right, so we're done with that for now. You're gonna remove this, and then you can Ziploc it. Doesn't really matter. You're gonna squeeze it down to one corner. She really wants to do this. But you might have an air pocket. Oh, careful, slow down. You might have an air pocket stuck there, and that's where you're gonna just snip the bottom. Now, if you had a piping tip, oh, Miss Kelly says, happy birthday, Millie. You're just gonna cut the very bottom of it. That's gonna let the air out, and that's where the frosting's gonna, we're not gonna put the piping tip on. I'll explain that in a little bit. So then you're gonna twist it down, and look it, we're gonna have frosting coming out. I'll put some right on here to show you. I'll put an M for Millie. M. Okay, so your child can practice. I'm gonna do it with Millie the first time. Okay, and we're gonna go around in a circle. Before we start, we're gonna go around in a circle. Okay.
kind of getting like into triangle.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
perfect. Now you're gonna put
She did
sprinkles.
it. Okay. And then we're going to do sprinkles. But I want to show, before we do the sprinkles, I want to show one other way. Where's my other size scoop? I had it out here. Was there another scoop out here? Oh, no, it was drying. Okay.
It's drying.
So this is a fun way to do it too. This is gonna give you a lot of frosting. So if you're a frosting fan, this might be your way to do it. Millie would like it, so I'm gonna get the jar of frosting again. This is a 3-ounce ice cream scoop. You may not have one of these at home. I have a lot of different sizes of these because I have a lot of different food gadgets. So this is really fun because it actually literally looks like you're scooping ice cream. So I'm just gonna get down in there. This looks like an actual scoop. And then you can go like
No, I
this.
gotta eat that one.
No,
And then it literally looks like you have a scoop of ice cream in there, which is really fun. And she loves when I do that one. Okay, but it's like a ton of frosting. It's a sugar bomb, so just beware if you do that. But it is really fun and it looks really good. Nope, we're not done. You can do a piping one in just a second, okay? So
Do we each get a piping one and a scoop?
no, we're not each getting both. Oh my goodness, we have that cookie cake to eat too. Okay, so before you do it, honey, another thing I wanted to show you with the sprinkles is if you can either sprinkle them on top or you can take your whole ice cream cone and put them in a bowl and do a dip. Okay? And that's kind of fun to do too, okay? So you can do it on the side. So Teddy, if you want, you can work on piping. Do you want Mama to help you or you think you can do it?
Yeah.
And then
Okay, go around in a circle. You got it. Nice work. And he's just taking his time and going around and round and round in a circle. He's making a really nice swirl. And then just pull straight up. Boop.
Need some more.
And some more.
And over here.
All right. Ta-da. And then you can put your sprinkles on.
When Millie's done using them.
okay.
Oh my goodness. And I have more sprinkles
We
too.
have to put some more shade because it's fell already.
That's okay. Just put it in here. It's fine. Just put it in here, honey. Okay, just put it down. You got it. And if it falls, it's not a big deal. We pull on more. Okay, he's gonna fall over. It's not a big deal. So it's kind of top heavy there, but it's a lot of fun.
And I can still eat it.
And you can still eat it like that, but it's like
Still
a lot of
have
frosting.
frosting.
This is just our sprinkles, and you can just add it to the bowl as needed. You can take a bite, yes.
I'm gonna
This
put
one
the
I'm gonna-
sprinkles on that one. That one could be for you or Dad.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. So these are our ice cream cone cupcakes. You can decorate them however you want. You can put a cherry on top. You could do no sprinkles. Maybe you're not a frosting fan and you just want to eat them like cake.
I want to do
You want to do another one? Okay,
for
yeah.
you.
Here. Oh, thank you.
No.
How is it? Better than ice cream? Yeah, right now it's better than ice cream. Look at, very nice, Millie. Nice circles. I love it. And I actually have some of the buttercream I made yesterday. These are in piping bags and they have decorating tips in them. So if you want to add purple or the homemade white, you can.
I want to add purple to mine.
All right, add purple
Now
to
I'll
yours.
put purple on mine.
All right. See how it has a piping tip
Wow,
in it?
cool.
Yeah, so
More frosting.
those have piping tips in it. If you have a piping tip at home, you can pop that in the bottom of your Ziploc and then fill it with the frosting. If you don't, it's not a big deal. I have a lot of different piping tips, and I used those last night.
You should show them the panda cookie cake.
Okay, let me show them. I'll show them the panda cookie cake. She loves it.
Oops.
All right, I'll put it out right here. Hope they can see it. There's our panda cookie cake for my Millie.
Mom, look. I made another one.
Ooh, oh, it's beautiful. I love the multicolors. That's awesome. Hopefully everyone can see that. So I hope you guys give this a try, maybe for your next birthday or just for fun. I mean, we are all
Too rich.
too rich, too much icing. That's okay. You can get some water.
Maple.
We're going to be, our stay-at-home order has extended to May 30th. So you can make a special celebration for just about anything. You don't have to make all ice cream cone cupcakes. You can make regular cupcakes. You can make one big cake. Find something to celebrate. Be it a birthday, just be it, maybe it's a Friday, maybe it's a Saturday. Memorial Day is coming up. If it's too rich, take a break.
Maybe you could celebrate a Tuesday.
You could celebrate a Tuesday, Teddy says. Teddy's Tuesday.
Could I have
Whipped cream would be good too.
a cherry to put on?
A cherry? Okay, I'll get you one when we turn this off. So we just want to say thank you. Say thank you to everybody for wishing you a happy birthday and for joining us and watching us make ice cream cone cupcakes. We've had a lot of fun. Such a creative people. Oh, thanks, Mom. Yeah, that cookie cake was a lot of fun to make. She had to go upstairs and play with brother last night, right?
Yeah, we got to
I
play
was
video
decorating her
games.
cake. Yep, they got to play video games last night so Mommy could make the cake. After the twins went to bed.
We're going to eat the cake now?
No, that's not till later.
Yeah, that's after dinner.
Yeah.
And McDonald's for dinner.
Yeah, she could have anything she wanted and she picked McDonald's, so she's getting McDonald's for her birthday dinner. So thank you guys so much. Say bye.
Bye. I'm going to put more frosting on this.